I think it was 1797 to now, there's been 800 shipwrecks on this coastline. That's a hell of a lot of shipwrecks. I didn't realise it was that many. I knew it was a lot, but that's a truckload of shipwrecks. Because apparently what was happening was, back in the early days, everything was being transported back to England. So, you know, they'd shear the sheep for the wool and whatever else, and it was all getting sent back to the motherland as it was back then. And pretty much they were, you know, it was a bit of a niche on the belt to be able to be the fastest. They were trying to beat the record. I think the record was 68 days from here back to England. So a lot of times they were leaving when the weather wasn't good, you know, so they were doing silly things just to try and get back and break this record. So that's why so many of these shipwrecks happened, just due to lack of patience, basically. So we've been a lot of lives lost on this coastline, a hell of a lot of lives, which is a shame really, because it's such a nice place. But obviously when it gets rough, it gets real rough down here. We're just at Peterborough at the moment, and it's a nice place as well. Just coming into Port Campbell, have a bit of lunch here. Nice little town. So we just had a bit of lunch there. It's called 12 Rocks. If you're coming into Port Campbell, the place to have lunch, trust me. I had salt and pepper calamari, so did Elaine, with a Asian coleslaw. It was bloody beautiful, and that's the view while you're eating. Couldn't get much better than that. Not that view there, that view there. Magnificent. How's this for a view? This is just the lookout looking over Port Campbell. It just keeps getting better here. I don't have a house up here. Let's go and have a look at the arch. What? Yeah, not the McDonald's Golden Arches, as Elaine just said. So there's the arch. That's pretty bloody impressive, if I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. Don't sue myself. Imagine diving off there. So this here is Lockhart Gorge, and it was named after the ship the Lockhart, which ran aground in June 1878. And there was 54 people on board, and out of that 54 people, only 2 survived. The only 2 survived were Tom Pearce and Eva Carmichael. Somehow they got washed into this gorge. It's in the middle of the night, mind you. Eva was still out floating around on some, whatever remnants of the ship there were. Somehow this young bloke heard her cries, swam out, got her, brought her back in. Mind you, this is in the middle of a storm. Managed to clamber up those cliffs there, which was no easy feat. Walked some kilometres to finally find a farmhouse, And then finally they came back, they launched a rescue attempt, but unfortunately they couldn't save anybody else, just those two young people. Out of that, they never ever met again after that, those two people. Scared the bejesus out of me, that bird. Those two young people never ever met again. They went back to England and lived happily ever after. So, pretty interesting story. Now there's an actual walk down a shitload of stairs to get down to the beach if you want to go down there, but if you think I'm getting down there in this get-up, no chance, it's too bloody hot. So if you want to go down there, come out and have a look yourself. One thing I'd recommend if you're going to come down here, to the Apostles anyway, is get here early. Once sort of 12 o'clock hits, all the tourist buses come in, a lot of tourists come, so it's hard to get into a lot of the places. Well, it's not hard, but there's a lot of people there, hard to get good photos, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, get here early, guys. If you get here before 10 o'clock, perfect. Came here, you park on the side of the road and have a look at the Apostles, but of course we've now got to have pathways and gating and fencing and all the other shit just to stop dickheads from falling off cliffs. And masks. So as you can see, once again we've been shortchanged because there's definitely not 12 there. How many do you reckon's there? What's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5. 6. 6. So yeah, should be half price entry because it's only, not that it doesn't cost anything to come in, just muck it around, but yeah, maybe there used to be 12, but
half a dozen.
Half a dozen now. The rest went to God, or back to Jesus with the other apostles. Would love to put the drone up here and show you, but unfortunately you're not allowed to do it here anymore because, well, I don't know why. Probably because there's helicopters flying around everywhere and whatever. So you're gonna have to deal with this. But we've got some good drone footage already, so all good. What do you reckon of that ride?
Very good, very comfortable.
Comfortable? I'm not worried about comfort, I'm talking about spectacular.
Oh, spectacular. Yeah, I'm talking about the seat.
Is that my mask down there? I'll tell you what, I am so over these masks. I keep dropping them, losing them, giving me the shits. Hopefully by tomorrow we don't have to wear them anymore outside. It's ridiculous. But yeah, 12 apostles.
But there's not 12 there.
Yeah, well, 5.5, 6, maybe. So don't believe the hype. So here we've got...
Okay.
What's your name?
Dej.
Dej. So Dej has been waiting for how long?
150 minutes.
About he's been waiting for 15 minutes to have a sit on this motorbike. So the least I can do is let him get on there. Yep. Jump on, take your photo. Hey, put the helmet on, I'll take you for a ride.
Sure.
Yeah. Hang on.
Can I?
Yeah, go. You right?
Thank you so much.
No worries at all.
Did you enjoy that?
Thank you. Yeah.
So where we are here is a site where a bloke by the name of William Buckley, he was an escaped convict. He hid up there in those mountains up there. He escaped from a settlement in Sorrento and made his way here. And basically he got sort of sheltered by the Aboriginal people, but he was sick as a dog, hadn't eaten anything, which is where the saying goes, he got Buckley's chance, or two chances. Buckley's a none. Basically, he tried everything he could, and in the end, he gave himself in because he was starving to death and couldn't get anywhere. So that's where the saying comes. You got Buckley's hope, or Buckley's choice, or Buckley's a none, or any of that Buckley stuff. That's where it comes from, right here. Well, that's where he was anyway. Let's put the drone up and have a look at what it looks like. So I guess if you're going to hide out, might as well have a room with a view, eh? Poor old William Buckley. Yeah, Buckley's chance.